Hello, John Talley here with Boats.net, and welcome back to the next video on our little Tracker 25. Today we're going to take a look at the input shaft seals, as I fear they may be in trouble and they need to be replaced. So let's look at the parts kit that I used to do this, and then we'll dive into it. So here it is. One part number gets you an entire seal kit. This gives you all the different gaskets, O-ring, seals, everything that you're going to need to seal up each individual section of this particular lower unit. The only special tool you're going to need is to pick up one of these, because you're going to have this to remove the prop shaft housing, and then more importantly, put it back in and torque it to 80 pounds. Now, as far as any of the regular tools that I'm going to be using, I'll call those out as I go along. So if you're ready, we can knock this out. Let's go. With our water pump out of the way, we actually need to go and pull the output shaft and the bearing carrier for that, because we actually have to get to that pinion gear, get that nut off. Then we can bring out the input shaft, reach in and extract those seals. We had already done the prop shaft seals, so if you need to replace yours, why don't you reference the playlist for this particular outboard, and I can walk you through it. So what we're after next is there's a nut down on the bottom of that pinion gear. The Mercury guide says to put this in a clamp and break it loose. I think what we're going to do is actually just use a pair of vice grips, grab it down low where this edge is for the water pump, put a towel around it so I don't scar it up, and see if we can get it to hold like that. And if that fails, then I'll take it out and put it on a stand. But 15 foot-pounds, I'm betting we can do it like this. All right, so it's 14 millimeter, and it's actually a bolt, not a nut. Let's see if we can hold it still and, yep, pop it loose. There she goes. You need really small hands to do this. It's gonna drop on a, there she goes. Let's reach in and grab that taper bearing. There we go. Now with the pinion gear off, we can bring out the input shaft. There. Surfaces are looking good. We'll clean that up just a little bit with a Scotch-Brite pad. Nothing too intense. Let's see if we can just pop them out using a flat blade. When you're doing this, make sure you don't go into the side of the housing and gouge it. You do that, and then it's not going to seal properly. Hey, I got both of them in one shot. That never happens. Now notice how they came out. They're back to back, and that's the same way we're going to put the new ones in. When we put the seals in, I know they're supposed to be a specific height. We're going to run them all the way down so it'll have a chance to seal them back up, because I really don't want to have to replace that. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit more, and then we'll push the new seals in. So we've got it cleaned out reasonably well. We're going to go ahead and put some Loctite on each one of the seals, and of course there's a special tool you can use to drive these in, but I'm going to use one that's really not intended for this purpose, but it's going to work just fine. This is actually a 18 millimeter impact, and I'm sure it can survive knocking in a couple of rubber seals. Remember, these go back to back, so we're going to drive the first one in, quote, upside down, and then the other one will go up next to it like this. Now what we're going to do is get some Teflon grease and fill in the voids in between the two seals. That way they'll have some lubrication for when the shaft goes back in. Next, let's go ahead and get our input shaft back in. Put it in our bearing, get on the pinion gear, and then that bolt. All right, I was a little off. It's actually 13 foot-pounds. All it takes. We had already done the prop shaft seals. Why don't you reference the playlist for this particular outboard, and I can walk you through it. All right, guys, the seals are installed. The only thing I have to do now is put together the water pump. Well, listen, if you need these or any other parts for your machine, why don't you come see us at Boats.net, and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And hey, if you like what you see, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can keep up with whatever I'm working on next. We just want to say thank you for shopping here with us at boats.net, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.